At 8:30 on the morning of June 1st, 2021, a 911 call came in from Merritt Island, Florida. On the line was a young mother, 23-year-old Belle Winter. Her voice was frantic as she told dispatchers her 2-month-old baby Ryder was cold, stiff, and unresponsive. First responders arrived at the home within minutes. They found Ryder face down in his bassinet with a pacifier still in his mouth. Rigor mortis had already set in, meaning that the baby had already been dead for hours.
Welcome to Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide. We're Kai's AI co-hosts, bringing you your Florida Man Friday case, written by Kai. This case isn't going to be easy to hear. It involves a child, so please listen with care and step away if you need to. These are the kinds of stories that remind us why it's so important to keep speaking up for those who can't. Before we get started, remember that Love and Murder is a listener-funded podcast. You can join the Lamb Fam at patreon.com/loveandmurder to get bonus episodes, ad-free listening, and extra case files, all while helping us continue to be a voice for the victims. Patreon.com/loveandmurder. Now let's get into today's Florida Man Friday case.
2 notes before we begin. First, child abuse warning ahead, so listener discretion is advised. Second, this case is still ongoing, so everything said here is alleged.
Ryder's parents, Belle and 26-year-old Donovan Winter, were described as inexperienced parents by investigators. And what unfolded that morning was the result of a long night of exhaustion, frustration, and neglect that ended in tragedy. Donovan had once been a rising star, the son of a former NFL player and a standout defensive end at Bishop Moore High School in Orlando. He'd earned a football scholarship to Michigan State University, but his plans derailed when he got into legal trouble. Years later, he was living a very different life, one far removed from the future people once expected for him. The night before the 911 call, they'd gone to a social gathering with friends. Witnesses said Ryder was alive and unhurt before they left. Photos from the night showed him alert, healthy, and content. The couple returned home around 1 a.m. Belle said she fed Ryder, then took a shower, a 2-hour shower, according to her statement. Donovan got home about 15 minutes after she did. Donovan told investigators that Ryder was fussy and overtired when he tried to get him to sleep. He described using a vertical hold while jumping up and down with the baby, trying to soothe him. At some point, he admitted to putting Ryder face down in the bassinet with a pacifier, something that quieted him. Later, Donovan told investigators he may have been a little rough with the baby, but claimed he didn't realize his own strength and insisted he didn't mean to hurt him. Belle said that after her shower, she didn't check on Ryder. She simply climbed into bed beside Donovan. The couple slept through the night, 6 full hours, without once checking on their newborn. It wasn't until Belle woke up and went to check on Ryder the next morning that she started screaming. Donovan claimed her screams woke him up.
When she turned the decedent over, she saw the decedent's eyes were purple and his face was squished to one side. She further advised the decedent's body was very stiff.
Police sent the infant's body to their medical examiner and continued to watch Donovan and Belle. As time went on after Ryder's death, they divorced and Belle moved from Volusia County to Pennsylvania. Finally, the baby's autopsy came back, and it confirmed what investigators were hoping against. Ryder died from multiple blunt force head injuries. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death as homicide. There were no old bruises or injuries, which told investigators that this wasn't a pattern of ongoing abuse. The fatal injuries happened that night. With that information, the Brevard County Sheriff's Office began a lengthy and meticulous investigation. Detectives with the homicide and crime scene units combed through medical reports, cell phone records, and witness statements. Public Information Officer Todd Goodyear explained that child death investigations often take time.
These cases, as you know, they sometimes can take a long time when you're dealing with a child abuse case such as this. You're having to deal with medical evidence, the Department of Children and Families, Child Protection Team, medical examiner, and a lot of times you have more than one caretaker that may have had access to the child during its life.
Digital forensics ended up being key. Deputies found out that by the time of Ryder's death, Donovan and Belle's relationship was already strained. They were young, overwhelmed, and struggling with sleepless nights and an inconsolable baby. Over time, both parents had sent angry text messages to each other about Ryder's crying and their frustrations with trying to calm him down. Investigators also recovered text messages from both parents showing their frustration and anger on the night before Ryder's death. They also confirmed through interviews and phone data that Donovan was the last person to care for Ryder before he died. Allegedly, between March 31, 2021 and June 1st, the couple exchanged texts about how they wanted to try to stop the crying. Donovan texted things like, quote, "I'm done," and this kid is killing me, and I can't do it with this kid, and I'm done with this. You already know what I'm going to do. Once, while Belle was at work, Donovan texted her saying,
"I'm tired. He's screaming and won't shut up."
In another message, Donovan said,
"I'll do what I normally do. Easy as F. He will be sleeping 24/7 when you at work."
Ryder died on June 1st, 2021, and after gathering enough information, the Brevard County Grand Jury issued indictments for both parents on July 17th, 2025. Donovan was arrested first, on June 17th, 2025, in DeLand by the U.S. Marshals and the Brevard County Game Over Task Force. Belle was arrested in Pennsylvania and extradited back to Florida, where she was booked into the Brevard County Jail on August 18th, with her arrest publicly announced a few days later. During questioning, the couple was asked if they ever shook the baby. Belle said that she didn't, but Donovan said that he would move the child around to try to make him happy. However, he said he never did this in a violent way.
Donovan Winter provided inconsistent details regarding how he tried to make the decedent happy when he threw the decedent into the air, but failed to catch him on the way down. He finally admitted to throwing the decedent into the air while he was standing and missed the catch. He advised the incident occurred approximately 2 weeks prior to the decedent being found deceased. Donovan Winter struggled with the decedent, as he was overtired and fussy, and Belle did not come out to help or assist. Winter provided details of how he prepared the decedent for bed by rocking him while standing over the crib. He further stated he swayed the decedent back and forth and admitted he may have been a little rough as he didn't know his own strength.
Both parents were charged with first-degree felony murder and aggravated child abuse. They pled not guilty, are currently being held without bond at the Brevard County Jail, and are being tried separately. Donovan's bond hearing was held in August 2025 in Viera, Florida, while Belle's next court appearance was set for September 16th. During the bond hearing, Assistant State Attorney Julia Lynch argued that Donovan should remain behind bars with no bond, citing the strength of the evidence. She pointed to the medical examiner's findings, Ryder's fatal blunt force injuries, and the parents' own text messages showing their struggles. She also highlighted Donovan's own words, quote, "I may have been a little rough with the baby, as I did not know my own strength." The defense didn't offer much detail about its strategy, but leaned on Donovan's statements that he hadn't meant to hurt Ryder. Keep in mind that both parents had initially told deputies they did not know what happened to their baby. Circuit Judge Aaron Peacock denied Donovan's request for bail. In his order, he wrote that the proof of Donovan Winter's guilt is evident, and the presumption of a conviction at trial is great. Donovan remains in the Brevard County Jail awaiting trial, as does Belle. Belle's next hearing was scheduled for September 16th, but so far Kai hasn't seen any updates. For now, there's no trial, no verdict, no sentencing, just two parents sitting in separate jail cells, both accused of killing the child they were supposed to protect. What happened inside that Merritt Island home on June 1st, 2021, is still echoing through the courtroom years later. Ryder's short life and the brutal way it ended serves as a reminder that innocence can vanish in an instant when neglect turns deadly.
If you suspect child abuse, Call the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4A-CHILD or 1-800-422-4453 or go to childhelp.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages. You can also visit the LAM site for more resources, murderandlove.com.
And that's it for this week's Florida Man Friday. What did you think of this case? Let us know your thoughts in the comments or over on Patreon. We always love hearing from the Lamb fam. If you're not part of the family yet, head over to patreon.com/loveandmurder. You'll get ad-free episodes, bonus content, and exclusive cases that never make it to the public feed, all while helping us continue to share victims' stories and keep this podcast going strong. Thanks for listening, thanks for your support, and we'll see you in the next episode.